We are making progress on the Airstream. It's not necessarily fast progress, but at least it is coming along. Painting in this thing takes forever. We've pretty much got the top done. The bottom's about 75%. And then we're still chipping away on the back. There's just a lot of wood. Haven't done too much on the back bedroom yet. So still got, don't even have one coat on that. But the majority of the RV either has 2 coats or at least 1 coat on it, except for that back part doesn't have any coats on it yet. It's a lot. It's like if you've ever painted in a house, the worst part is the bathroom and the kitchen. It's like that's all this is one giant bathroom slash kitchen. So you're cutting in, cutting in, cutting in. Takes a long time. Based on what we needed to do with the RV, the painting is probably the biggest task on everything. Part of what's so time consuming too is taking the cabinet doors off and on, and then each day, you know, we've got to move the cabinets in and out of the RV. And the second frustrating thing is it's winter, so we don't have a lot of daylight. It's too cold in the morning to paint, and so it's probably 9, 10 o'clock before we can really get started too much because a lot of the painting has to be outside. By like 4:30, it's too dark to paint inside. So we get like 6 hours max each day if we don't take a lunch that we could possibly paint. It's my brother Corey. Came by to help us. See, he's borderline. He's like an inch or 2 taller than me. And like, it's good to be short. Kind of helps out sometimes. On the cabinets, we did a oil-based primer that was super sticky. It actually, if you just leave your brush alone for a few minutes, it would almost be unusable. So you had to constantly keep using it and constantly keep everything fresh. And so we got an oil-based primer on the bottom, and then we've got at least 2 coats on top of that of semi-gloss on the cabinets. That's also oil-based on top of that as well. So there's a lot going on with the cabinets to make sure they're really durable and that we're not gonna have to be like touching this up like crazy. I do realize you may have to touch it up every once in a while. It's nothing, it's not like new, but we're liking the white. You like the white?
I love the white.
We got some white going on.
I said it's probably gonna look like a hospital room, but I'll have to.
I was thinking insane asylum, but
yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting there. I'm gonna guess we still got at least another day or 2 of painting to go. And so this is kind of our debate. One of them is what hardware do we use? This is the original hardware that was on the Airstream, which also matches all the faucets. You know, it's kind of like a dark brown, really dark brown color. We're debating whether or not to keep this, whether or not to try to paint it, which the problem with that is you can't paint, you know, these fixtures, it wouldn't really work as far as painting that, the durability on that. So we've got to not only figure out if we're going to buy these, but also we'd have to replace everything. I mean, the sink hardware and the faucets, and it's got like a filter, and you've got all these too. We'd have to do something with those. So it's a big decision if we decide to.
I mean, this would not be our first choice. I mean, we're not crazy about it, but we're hoping that it will work, I guess, and because it's going to be pretty pricey to change out, and we're hoping it will still look good. And
you know, if we don't like it, obviously now is the time to change the hardware, so we don't have to pull all the cabinets back off again, because Marissa would never do that to me, right? So hopefully we'll figure out, make a good decision while we've got the cabinets off on what hardware we're going to go with. I think to me the 2 differences is if we leave that hardware on there, we can maybe go like country chic. Is that what it'd be called or something? Am I making that up? So it would be sort of a little bit more of a country type feel versus if we went totally silver or brushed nickel, it would be more modern feel. Which
we really wanted modern.
It's probably more of our style. I mean, they'd both be more modern than what was in here. And we got to consider the couch too. I mean, it's a cream color, so we've also got to take into consideration which color scheme is going to go. I mean, it's a neutral color, but still, I don't know. I'd say either one could probably go with the couch, or not go with the couch, however you want to view it. Marissa does not like the color of the couch either, but we're not taking that out. We're going to hopefully get some decisions made so we can, if we have to order flooring or whatever we got to do next, get that rolling.
It's getting there, though.
It's getting there. It's getting there. We haven't started building anything yet. We got some things we've got to build.
It's been days of painting.
Yeah, really. It's a lot of painting. Definitely take that into consideration. I don't regret it, and I'm glad we're doing it, but it's a lot of work.
Does this make you want to get an Airstream?
Does this make me want to get an Airstream?
Yeah.
No. Ask me when it's done. I kind of seen the color before I got here, so yeah, the white is better for sure. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I've only been here 30 minutes, and I'm already like, Oh gosh, how much longer do I have to stay here?
You feeling
But
cramped?
yeah, I'm feeling cramped already, man. I'm breaking a sweat. Oh. But it's all right. It's looking good.
So in addition to trying to get the Airstream ready, we're also getting the Class A ready for sale. And so today we've been cleaning it up, washing it, waxing it. And when it comes to selling an RV, I've noticed a lot, you know, from the buying side and the selling side, the first week or two are critical. I've seen a lot of people list stuff before it's actually cleaned up and ready to go, and I think that's a big mistake. You've got people that are sitting and waiting for something to go on the market. So when you price your RV to sell, you really need to have it pretty competitive when you start off. You don't want to overprice it, just some crazy astronomical price, and you don't want to have it not cleaned up and ready to go. But something I always tell myself is you'll never hear anybody complain about the RV being too clean. They will not walk in and say, oh, this smells too fresh, this smells too clean, this looks too nice and neat. You will hear the other. So if anything, err on the side of getting it too clean and getting it too uncluttered. You don't want it cluttered, you don't want it dirty, you want it just as showroom ready as you can get it when that thing hits the market. So we're starting to wrap up the day, and kind of the debate right now is what color floor we want to go with, because we know we wanted to do the white, and this is the color of the original hardware here. And we're thinking if we leave the original brown hardware, we're gonna have to go with a brown floor. We like the gray floor better. We think it gives it more of a modern feel, and so it's gonna be more of a pain to change out all the hardware to gray, but that's the way we're leaning. The goal today was to get enough of the cabinets up with the original hardware to see which one gave us a better feel. I think we're leaning toward the gray right now, but I'll check with the boss. Hopefully we'll get a decision on that pretty quick. We need to make a decision on the floor color because we've also finished pulling up the carpet in front of the couch. We had to lay this other layer of linoleum to get it level, and we're actually just gonna leave the old linoleum. We bought the peel and stick, which is super thin, lightweight, very durable. If something happens to it, we can just peel it up, put a new piece down, and so we can start laying it on top of it, and it should stick just great to this linoleum. I've also finished up prepping our video for our listing for our Newmar. You know, on top of the Airstream, on top of getting a Newmar sold, we've got all of our usual workload going on, so definitely no sense of boredom here. If you've seen these Newmars, they're definitely a step above a normal gas motorhome. It's like getting the build quality of a diesel motorhome with a gas chassis, and you can save 30 to 50% on it. So it's been an outstanding motorhome. If you've been following our channel, we know why we're selling this. It's not because it's a bad motorhome. It's all about wanting to get shorter, wanting the Airstream. Right now we need to sell the motorhome so we can get our vehicle to tow the Airstream, and we're gonna get rolling, I hope. It gets cold here in Tennessee in January, so we're hoping in January to get out of here. Still got a few more things to wrap up with on the Airstream. I'm gonna call it a day and catch you guys later.